everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new, welcome to the family. My name is Dina. I am so excited because I have not done one of these videos in a very long time, and I finally upgraded some of my equipment so I can bring some higher quality videos for you. I'm always looking for ways to improve my content, not just the quality of the content in terms of like context, what the video is about, but also the equipment that I'm using in hopes that it gives you the most pleasing videos to watch possible. So I just want to give you guys a heads up that I am not the only one home today, and my birds do get loud sometimes, so I'm going to try and do my best to kind of cut things where it might get a little bit noisy or distracting in the background and just start talking again when it's not so distracting. So hopefully we have some quiet. But yeah, we're going to do things a little bit differently than I normally do with my pick a card. Instead of pre-shuffling the piles, I'm just going to do it on the spot, whatever wants to come out. So in a moment, I'm going to let you guys choose your pile, or I guess deck per se, because it's the deck that I'm going to be shuffling with. And whatever deck that you choose, the messages that are going to come out of that one are the messages that you are meant to hear. Someone is doing some construction outside, and I really hope my camera is not picking up on that, but we're just going to have to get through it. Yeah, let's get right into it, guys. Hello everyone, welcome to your 2022 reading. So we have 3 piles for you to choose from. This is pile number 1 with the celestite, if you like to pick with crystals. Pile number 2 with the piece of fuchsite here. And then pile number 3 with the moonstone. So I'm going to let you have a moment to meditate and choose whatever pile calls to you. And then when you are ready, the timestamp will be linked below for you to choose. All right, pile number 1. So if you chose this deck right here along with the piece of celestite, so beautiful. Anyways, so this is your reading for 2022. We're going to get into your tarot cards first, and then we are going to see what messages the oracle cards have to say. We'll just kind of go with the flow and see which deck I am called to. I like to get messages from both because tarot just gives it to you straight, and oracle really gives you some guidance and helpful messages as well. So let's get right into it. What does pile number 1 need to hear for 2022? What are the messages that need to be delivered at this time? Interesting. Okay. See if anything else needs to come through. I'm already getting some ideas here, but I just want, oh, okay, that one wants to come out really bad. All right, anything else needs to come through here? Okay, I think that's all for now. I'm actually going to turn my brightness down, I think, just to help you guys see this a little bit more. Alright, hopefully that makes it easier for you guys to see group 1. I am going to tell you what the cards are if you're having trouble as well. But yeah, so let me just sit with this for a moment. Okay, group number 1. So what I'm getting so far is that Spirit is trying to encourage you in the 2022 year to go for what you're really wanting to do. You have some really good ideas, actually really creative ideas. I'm getting the sense you're a very creative person. And what I'm getting is in 2021 or in previous years, maybe even like in your childhood, you've often had very amazing, exciting ideas, but you're very shy and you have a very difficult time at voicing these ideas. And that is what I'm getting. It's almost like from the Judgment card here. You're scared about sharing. You're worried about what other people will think. You're worried that your ideas aren't good enough, but like, you've got really good ideas, and the Emperor card right here is telling you to claim those and also just claim your inner confidence. I'm sorry, my birds started, and then once they start, it's hard to get them to stop chirping once they hear my voice. But you're being encouraged here. And in the Emperor card, I don't know if you guys can see right here. I'm going to try and focus in a little bit more for you guys. But you can see the Aries symbol here. It's definitely the Aries ram, I believe, is right there. That's what it looks like to me anyways. And that Aries energy is a very fiery, like confident energy. It's the energy of just going for something that you really, really want and just like being brave and just taking chances. And if things don't work out right away, that's fine. Like, we learn from our mistakes, but you're never going to, you know, get what you want or be in the position that you want to be unless you just take hold and take a chance. And that is what I'm getting here. That Spirit really wants you in the 2022 year. They're telling you, like, this is your year. This is your time to take a chance. This is your time to share your ideas because you've got beautiful, amazing ideas. And they want to see you roll with those. They want to see you run with those. I'm going to see if anything else wants to come out. But let's just see if anything else Spirit wants to. Oh, okay. We got lots of pentacle energy here. Interesting. Okay, so we got 7 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles, the Star, 8 of Cups, 8 of Pentacles, just a lot of pentacle energy. So it looks to me that you've been working on things behind the scenes. Like, there's so much stuff that you have under your belt and so many ideas and kind of projects and things that you've been working on that like maybe people just don't know about. You've been working really hard, or it could also mean, like, for some of you, you've been just busting your butt at your day job. Like, you've just been working so hard and you're like wondering, you know, when is something good gonna happen for me? You know, I want to do something better for me, or I want to do something more creative, or whatever it might be, but like, or whatever idea you have, like, you want to do something with that, but you're nervous and you're scared. This is encouraging you that, like, your hard work's gonna pay off. Like, this is an amazing idea that you have. You're very, you have a lot going for you, but it's just like taking that step. The 8 of Cups here is definitely telling me that it's time to walk away from something. There's something that is not serving you. There's something that's holding you back. It could even be a person. So if you are holding back from, you know, going after something, whether it is a career, whatever it may be, there's something that you're holding back from going for, that you're worried about judgment, or you're worried about voicing ideas or opinions because somebody else maybe has made you feel like you can't voice those opinions, or whatever it may be. It could be a relationship. It could be anything. You're being asked to, like, walk away from that. There's something that's not serving you that you do need to take a closer look at and be like, okay, is this good for me? Then maybe I don't need this in my life. If someone is keeping you silent and not allowing you to share your voice, then maybe you need to walk away from that. So that is what I'm getting from the 8 of Cups right here. But we have lots of pent energy, which tells me either this is a, there's this image on my desk. Either this is a idea, or in the theme of, I guess, money or career, or it could be something in the home life, something that's happening at home. Maybe you live with a family that is just not letting you voice your ideas. Maybe you're keeping a secret. Maybe you're in hiding about something that you feel like you can't share about yourself. And basically this is encouraging you that you're beautiful, you know, the way you are. Your ideas are beautiful. Like, you don't need to change yourself. The world needs to learn to accept you. Basically, it's like, don't dim your light. The world needs to adjust, like, get a pair of sunglasses. I don't know why that's what came through. But, like, don't dim your light. Your light, like, the people around you, they need to get sunglasses. They need to suck it up because, like, you're amazing the way you are. And this feeling of judgment, I feel like it definitely stems from your childhood. So whether it was something that happened as a kid at school, or something that happened in your home life, maybe your parents were never really open about something, or they don't allow you to, like, be your true self in some way. Like, I feel like for some people this might be like coming out to their parents, whether it is about their sexuality, or whether it is about, like, maybe your religious beliefs. Maybe you're into witchcraft like myself, but your family is super religious, Catholic or Christian, and they're not okay with that. Like, there's so many different possibilities. Again, this is a general reading, so I'm trying to cover, like, all the bases of things that are coming through for everybody. But there's something that you're holding back from being your like full entire self because of that fear of judgment. And in 2022, the universe is encouraging you to just be your full true self, embrace that, and don't be scared, just be courageous. And I know that's easier said than done, but only good things will come from it in the long run. There'll be definitely difficulties initially, but like everything will be easier in the long run. So now that we have those tarot cards there, I do want to get some other messages for you guys. I want to see what decks are calling to me. I think we want, yeah, we're going to use this one right here. I believe it's called the Queen of the Moon deck. Let's just see what other guidance and advice that Spirit has for group 1. Surrender. Interesting. Okay, so we got surrender here. I'm going to try and rearrange these so we have some space for you guys to see these cards. So we've got surrender. Interesting. I don't know why. I just kind of like stuck it there randomly, but the placement kind of feels like it's meant to be there. But let's just see what other cards come out. I feel like that one wants to fall out. Acceptance. Oh my God. Okay. Am I the only one who, like, after all this time, like, I literally work with cards all the time. For myself, mostly. I don't read for a lot of other people, although I do want to get into that. But I just get so amazed by how clear message comes through and how everything just fits into place. Like, I literally, like, never pull this card, but it just fits the math of this all just so perfectly. So I'm just going to read this for now. We'll see if anything else wants to come out in a second. But I just want to cover this first. Acceptance. So this is definitely, I'm trying to let that focus for you guys. This is definitely a theme of acceptance and worry about judgment. So not just acceptance of like other people around you, like there's definitely a factor in there where you're holding back, you're not showing your full self because you're worried about what other people will think. This, yes, you're scared of acceptance of the people around you, the outside world, that kind of thing. But this all stems from within yourself, right? I just did that. I'm tapping myself, but I can't even see that. But it comes from that first. Like you have to learn to accept yourself. And I feel like there's definitely part of it where when you fear what other people are thinking of you, when you're fearing that, there's gotta be a sliver, like even this tiniest sliver within you that doesn't fully accept yourself. Because if you're fully embodying your true self, everything about you, if you have no regrets about who you are or anything like that, no fears about who you are, whether that's acceptable, if you had none of that, then what other people think of you, that wouldn't even matter. It wouldn't matter at all. So usually when we have problems with completely showing who we are, there's part of us that doubts ourselves and there's part of us that's unsure or doesn't fully accept ourselves as is. So Spirit is definitely calling to you to work on that acceptance, to really work on yourself and like loving yourself completely and unapologetically and, you know, just like fully so that you can just release like fully what you are into this world, and then whoever wants to like come towards you and it feels attracted to that energy, that is amazing. Whoever is not attracted to the energy can go. That doesn't matter. Like we don't need that in our life. If they are not meant to be with us, then that is okay. We're not gonna be friends with everybody. Not everyone's gonna accept us for who we are. That is okay. And it's like coming into acceptance of that too is very important. And then we also have surrender, and I feel like this is definitely telling you to surrender to your true self, surrender to the universe and its plan for you. It's definitely encouraging you to completely go for or voice whatever opinion you need. If there's something that you've been hiding, it's telling you it's time to just surrender. Stop holding tight. I feel like there's a secret, there's something about yourself that you've just been holding on tight, and it's just time to let it go. Like it's ready to be released into the universe. There's something that's ready to be just surrendered and just like fully embodied into like, I don't know, I guess just like grow, just grow and flourish. And I want to see if there's anything else that needs to come out. Oh, this one kind of popped. Discernment. Interesting. I'm gonna look up this one in the book for a second because I'm not super duper good on the definition of discernment, but it's interesting because like just from the imagery, I'll put it up closer for you guys to see. just from the imagery of this card itself, I feel like you're almost trying to, let me show you. So like there's like clouds and stuff on her mind, like her head, her mind. It's like, I feel like your thoughts and stuff are like being like clouded, or like it's like a shady cloud over these ideas, over this part of you, and like you're like holding this light that needs to be like released, but like your mind is foggy, if that makes any sense. So it's like your mind is too foggy because you've got all these like fears and ideas that are like literally clogging up everything that needs to be let out. I feel like you need to do like a clearing. just like the imagery here too, and the colors, I feel like a good like chakra clearing of your crown and your third eye, or not even that, like your throat chakra, or even more so. I feel like the throat chakra is the biggest one for you because you're definitely having a lot of fear of speaking your mind. I'm gonna pull the book out for a second. So discernment, yeah, so what I'm getting from this, I'm finally like understanding discernment. So it's basically the card telling you to look carefully before you decide, or look carefully at something, basically making the right decision for you. And what I'm getting for this in terms of everything else that we've kind of gone through is, I feel like it's definitely telling you to discern or like look carefully at the people around you. That is what I'm getting the strongest feeling about, because if the people around you are not supporting your ideas, then maybe you don't need them around you. That is the main thing I'm getting. I'm definitely getting like, you know, examine your environment carefully. Make sure that you know that the people around you are trustworthy. There might be people, there's friends that will support you, and then there's friends who will literally like use information against you. So be careful who you share your ideas with, but at the same time, don't be afraid to like be your true full you. So I guess it's telling you basically to look carefully around you and decide what company you want to keep, because the company around you is definitely going to make a big impact on how you go about whatever it is that you need to release or take action on, if that makes any sense. While being careful what people you're telling things to, also know that you shouldn't change yourself for anybody. So if that red flag comes up and you're thinking to yourself, I probably shouldn't share this with this person, or I probably shouldn't share my personal stuff with this person, or I don't think I can. If you have a good reason to, sometimes we assume things it's not right, but if you have a good reason, maybe they're just not the company that you should keep in the first place. So that's just one thing I wanted to point out. I do want to pull from one more deck just to see if any further messages need to come out. Let's do my mermaids and dolphins deck. I haven't used this one in a while, so I just want to see if any other advice needs to come through. Oh my goodness, it's gonna make me go up and get it. Okay, I literally had to like go across the room to get the cards. I love when that happens. But we got synchronicity and consult an expert. So it looks like you're diving into new territory here, whatever ideas or whatever you have going on behind the scenes. It looks like you are in new territory. It doesn't necessarily have to be an idea for a project or whatever it may be. It could be a new experience. It could be opening up about something you've never opened up to somebody else before about. The point is, there's always an expert. So there's somebody who's been through something similar. There's someone who has treaded a very similar path. So you're being encouraged to reach out to somebody like that. There's definitely someone around you that has a similar experience, or there's resources for you to be able to find someone who's had a similar experience as you. So you're being encouraged to consult this person, see what they went through, what was their experience, what information can you get from them that'll help your whole journey, your experience, your walk of life less difficult and also less lonely. Sometimes we feel very alone because we don't think there's anybody else that is in the same shoes as us, but usually there is. And if you can't find anyone around you in person, there's like so many different communities online. So you're definitely being encouraged to consult an expert, consult someone who's been in the similar shoes as you. And then we also have synchronicity. Your prayers and questions are being answered by synchronistic events. Notice them in order to increase their flow. So you may be having a difficult time, but you're not alone. You're definitely receiving some guidance, some messages, but maybe just haven't been paying quite enough attention to them. So make sure you pay attention to synchronicities. It might be angel numbers. It might be just like crazy coincidences where you're like, what is going on here? I definitely find I notice them more when I pay attention. So make sure you're paying attention to those. Spirit wants you to know that you are not alone, and you coming forward and fully shining your light and being, I know everyone says that, but like being the complete you, being yourself is going to be so beneficial to the entire world and the universe, because that is what your purpose is to be you fully, because everybody is unique and everyone has something specific and beautiful to offer the world. So with that being said, group number 1, that was quite the long one, but I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. I hope it gave you some clarity and maybe just advice on how you should go forward in 2022. I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of the year, and hopefully I'll see you soon before then. Anyways, I hope you guys have a beautiful day, and make sure to leave some comments below. Let me know what you thought of this reading. Let me know what resonated with you, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Bye-bye. Hello, group number 2. If you picked pile number 2 with the Fuchsite here, then this is your reading for 2022. Let's see what angels and guides the universe has to say to group number 2. What messages need to be heard for 2022? What can group number 2 do to make 2022 the best year for them? Any other messages that need to come through? I don't feel like those are meant to be reversed. All right. Yeah, actually, that one's meant to be reversed. This one, that was meant to be right side up. All right. Anything else? Sometimes you gotta go with your gut on that one. I don't know, sometimes more than one comes out and it falls just a weird way, but I do feel like the moon was meant to be in reverse. Okay, I think that's all we're gonna do for now, so just give me a moment to sit with this. Okay, group number 2. So multiple messages are coming through, and I read this as some are meant for some people and some are meant for others, because this is definitely a group reading. So not everything's going to resonate with everyone. But the first thing I want to mention is that what I'm getting is 2022 is going to have something very sudden and unexpected happening. With the Tower here, there's definitely going to be something that kind of has built up to this, but also when it happens, when something happens, it's going to be very kind of startling in a way. And I'm not really getting anything like bad per se. A lot of people just freak out when they see the Tower and they think it's the end of the world, but it's not a bad card. The Tower really shakes things up. It often shakes up our life, but it's the Tower, it's this event that is necessary to get the ball rolling for something else. It gets us on a new path, a new track that is necessary in our lives, in our experience. So that is what I'm getting with this. With the 8 of Wands, I'm getting that you've been trying to walk away from something, or you've been trying to go a different journey or route, whether this is your career or a relationship. For some of you, I'm getting career. Others, I'm getting relationship with these two. So for some of you, you've been wanting to leave a job or you've been wanting to leave a relationship. Something is not going right, but there's going to be some sort of event, something that's going to happen in 2022 that is going to make up the decision for you. It's going to really help you make that decision, like, okay, now is the time to leave. Like, I need to leave. Or, you know, whatever it may be, there's going to be something, some sort of triggering event that's quite big and noticeable. So when it happens, you'll probably know, like, okay, that was the Tower. Because when it happens, it's usually a little bit more obvious. So yeah, so that's what I'm getting with that one. So with the Ace of Cups here, I am getting like a new romance or something. So for some of you, for my listeners who are single, I have a feeling that a lot of you are going to be meeting that special person in 2022. A lot of us have been locked up for a long time. A lot of people who are single haven't had much time in the dating, area of their lives because of, COVID and being stuck at home, and dating's really hard right now. But as, more people get vaccinated, things get a little bit better, things are opening up. I see a lot of you are going to be meeting somebody in 2022. So for some of you, this could be just like something fun, just an early romance, not necessarily anything super, like we don't know for sure yet if it's going to be like the one or anything like that. I'm getting a very youthful energy with the Page of Pentacles here and stuff, so it could just be like a puppy love type thing or a little fling or something, but there's something new and exciting romantically that's gonna happen. For some of you it could be the right person, but I am getting that more of that kind of like puppy love, like new excitement, butterflies type thing in 2022. So we'll see what happens with that. We do have the moon in reverse here. I did feel like it was in reverse because I was getting the sense that some of you do need to dive a little bit deeper within yourself. I feel like some of you have been avoiding certain things, avoiding certain feelings, emotions, stress. You've been dealing with a lot of stuff in the last couple of years, but it's like, I don't even want to think about it. I just want to avoid it. I don't want to talk about it. I just want to keep myself distracted, keep working, keep doing my thing, just chugging along. Sorry, my birds are loud right now. But there's something that definitely needs to be addressed because it's gonna affect us later on. When things get suppressed, it's not very helpful for us. So divine wisdom's coming through here with telling you that, spirit is there. You've got guides, you've got support, you're not alone, and they want you to dive deeper because it's going to be good for you, and it's scary, but you are supported while doing that. So that's what I'm getting from that one. But yeah, definitely feel like there's a new opportunity coming your way with the Page of Pentacles, or you've started a new project and it's still in its early stages. You will see some growth with the Page of Pentacles here. I feel like it's going to be a little bit slow at first, but it is going to grow. You're going to get somewhere with that, and it was the right decision if you started something new. I'm getting confirmation that you did need to walk away from something, so whatever new opportunity you're pursuing, hold tight. Things take time, but it was the right thing for you. And I just want to see if there's anything else that needs to come out. That is a lot of cards. So I don't think the whole pile was meant to come out. Okay, we've got 2 of Wands, and then we got 10 of Swords. Interesting. Okay. So with the 2 of Wands here, I feel like you've been maybe taking on too many things at once. I feel like you're very ambitious, and I think you're being called, from what I'm getting, to be a little bit more focused. You're being called to just focus on one thing at a time, because sometimes when we take on too many things at once, nothing gets done. So I'm really getting focus on one thing at a time. If that makes any sense. You can still do it all. You can still do both of them, but try to focus your time. So there is some sort of decision or kind of choosing direction. There's a directional decision that needs to be made with the 2 of Wands here. For some of you, it just might be choosing a direction of something new. Maybe you have a couple different career ideas in mind of some where you want to leave your job, you have a couple career ideas in mind, you're not completely sure. So you're being called to weigh your pros and cons, really look into that, take some time to reflect. Doing some of your shadow work and digging deep is definitely going to help you uncover all of these things as well. And then with the 10 of Swords, this is definitely indicating a period of depression. So I feel like a lot of you have been dealing with some depression. It's been extremely common right now with, the last couple of years with how difficult the pandemic has been and everything. So for those of you who are dealing with depression, I 100% feel for you. And I think whatever shift that this Tower, and I just dropped the card, but sometimes things line up perfectly. I think whatever shift, whatever big event or change that is happening in 2022 is gonna bring you some relief. Pile number 2 to that depression. I think it is definitely gonna help you with that and bring you some relief in terms of depression, anxiety, any mental health struggles you're dealing with. It's going to be a well-needed change that may be shocking at first, but it's going to be good for you in the long run. And I do want to pull some oracle cards for you, group 2. I'm being called to this deck right here, my Dreamscape Oracle. So let's just see what messages come through. Any other guidance or advice that Spirit has for you for 2022. Interesting. I don't know why I flipped it over that way. But we have the Path. And this card right here is definitely makes sense. It definitely makes sense with everything that we've talked about. Definitely encourage you to kind of like figure out that path. And I think a lot is going to be clarified or made clear for you in 2022. I do want to read the book to you, group 2. Just to see if there's anything else that needs to be said. But with the Path, it's definitely coming clear with the whole, you know, the 8 of Wands and the 2 of Wands here with like making this decision, leaving something behind. I think that is definitely making sense, but I do want to see what else is coming through. The Path. All right, so it says, paths are birthed by treading across the same area of land over days, months, or years. Sometimes the way is made by a single individual. Sometimes large groups of creatures dig grooves out of the landscape. Your spiritual path is unique to your journey. It has many curves, peaks, and valleys. It takes repetition to create a well-worn track. When we look back from where we came from, we see how the pattern got made. If the Path card visited you today, you might want to look at where you're going. Is it where you still want to go? Make any corrections in the course now. Keep moving forward, make any adjustments based on your desires. So group 2, I couldn't have gotten a clearer message. This is definitely about choosing the path that is right for you, something that is so hard to choose and decide on, but something that will come with deep reflection and also with big changes in your life. So definitely some things that are going to come out in 2022, I feel like are going to clarify that for you. I do want to pull another card. I'm feeling the Moonology deck. So let's see if anything wants to come out from that deck for you guys. Let's just get some more advice for you. Okay. Cards always dramatically fly out. So interesting. So this one says have faith in your dreams, but it came out reversed. So that's kind of telling me that I feel like you've been kind of down on yourself lately and having doubt in your dreams, and if you can like actually make it happen and stuff like that. And you can. Like we've got new beginnings and stuff shown here, and I feel like if like that's why we have the Tower, because sometimes we need a kick in the butt to be like, hey, like, go for it, do something, like, I'm gonna throw this tower down, knock it over, so you have no other choice but to go around it and take a new path, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that is the confirmation that, you know, change needs to happen, and you need to believe in yourself. And that is confirmation right there. Have faith in those dreams, believe in yourself, you can make this happen. And then we have your dreams need a practical plan. We can dream all day, but unless we actually take action and make a plan for ourselves, nothing's gonna happen. And sometimes we need to work at something over and over and over and over again until we get there, or we need to try new things out. Or, you know, if we have something specific in mind, it's kind of like what they're talking about with the path, like the well-worn path. We might walk the path over and over again, but then finally it's when it's like really worn in that things start to kind of get moving and things start happening for us. So you're definitely being encouraged to believe in your dreams, but also make sure you have a good practical plan. I feel like for some of you that your depression has been crippling, and this is why we haven't gotten here yet. This is why we've been avoiding stuff, because it's too painful, it's too difficult, it's too hard. This is why we have been having difficulty, you know, choosing what path is right for us or what person is right for us if this is about love. It's time to do some deep reflection, group 2, and I know I keep saying reflection, but I feel like you're the type that sometimes likes to avoid things, and even if it's like kind of surface level, like you've kind of talked about or figured things out, I feel like there's deeper you can go. There's definitely deeper that you can go. Group number 2, and I feel called to pick up this card. I don't know why. Let's see what it says. Expect powerful change. Okay, yes, expect powerful change. So look, there you have it. There's going to be some big changes coming in 2022 for you, group number 2. Big, big changes. So be ready for it. If you want to do something to be prepared for big change, and if you're someone who gets scared of change, I definitely highly recommend doing that shadow work, that reflection work. Do some journaling, take the time to yourself to process the last couple of years and make some plans, make some goals for the next year. I hope you guys found this reading helpful. I hope that you got something from it. Again, this is a group reading, so take what you want and leave the rest. Whatever resonates with you, whatever doesn't, that's meant for somebody else. But I hope you found this helpful. Make sure you leave a comment below. Let me know what resonated with you. I hope to see you guys again soon, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Bye, guys. Hello, group number 3. So if you chose pile number 3 with the beautiful moonstone, then this is your reading for 2022. So let's see what Spirit has to say. Spirits, guides, universe. What messages need to come through for group number 3 for 2022? What advice can you give them? How can they make 2022 a great year? Six of Swords. Four of Pentacles. Anything else that needs to come through? Interesting. We've got lots of swords energy. Just give me a moment to sit with this. All right, so group number 3. So I feel like the last year or a bit has had quite a bit of conflict and confusion in a way. So the first thing I'm getting with the 5 of Wands is like kind of being like stuck in an uncomfortable situation with somebody or a group of people or something. There's some sort of conflict that you felt kind of like contained or trapped in, just having trouble kind of getting out of that. So for some of you, it could be a bad relationship. It could be some sort of fight or difficulty with a friend or a family member. It could honestly, from this energy too, just from like the symbolism I'm getting from the cards and stuff, I feel like some of you had just felt like very like trapped, like in a bottle, if that makes sense, like based on the imagery. Like I feel like some of you have just felt really, really trapped in a bottle. It could have to do with the pandemic. It could have to do with honestly multiple different things. But some of you have felt very much like kind of trapped and just like wanting to like break free. Like you're just kind of burning up and like, oh my God, I need to get out. So that's what I'm getting from that. 2 of Wands is telling me that there's something that you have to decide on, and this energy is definitely coming forth for 2022. There's some path or route or something that you need to change in your life. There's some big decision that you have to make a choice on, but you're kind of conflicted. Like these 2 things are kind of like almost clashing. I guess they're clashing. I feel like you're torn between 2 different things, and I feel like they're almost opposite or very different ideas or things that you have to choose from. There's something that's clashing and it's causing some inner conflict, some inner turmoil, which I feel like you have actually been avoiding based on the 4 of Swords, which like, it's okay to like hang things up for a bit and just rest. Like that's so important to just take a break and be like, okay, I'm stepping back and I'm resting. But I feel like there's an underlying conflict that needs to be addressed that's definitely going to come forth in 2022 for you, group 3. And then with the 2 of Swords, I feel like Spirit is encouraging you to not make any blind decisions. Whatever conflict that you need to deal with, like don't make blind decisions. This is something that does need some thought and some really good logical decision, problem solving, that kind of thing. So you're being encouraged to not just blindly make a decision. Don't underestimate people either. For some of you, I feel like this might be something where like there's somebody you can't fully trust and you're being encouraged to really like open up your eyes and like be careful in your decision making. So I just want to say that that's not necessarily for everybody, but for some of you, I feel like there's definitely somebody you can't fully trust and you're being encouraged to like open your eyes and be clear on what's happening around you before you make a decision. With the Three of Cups energy here, I'm getting a very like celebratory, happy energy. I feel like whatever hardship, whatever you've been dealing with that's making you feel like very like trapped, contained, I feel like this is like the light at the end of the tunnel. For some of you, that might mean like travel or something like that. It might mean like finally getting to see your family or friends or having some sort of celebration get together. For some of you, it could be something like really big is gonna happen that is really worth celebrating. So I do see some happiness and like excitement coming for 2022 that's gonna really, I guess, just like bring some relief to like the stresses that you've been dealing with. And with so much sword energy, I feel like group 3, you're definitely somebody who gets in your head a lot and, you know, stresses about these things a lot. And then sometimes I feel like there's like two opposite extremes, which may be like also like the energy I'm getting from this card right here. Like you either avoid things because you don't want to deal with them because they're too stressful, or you like overthink. I feel like there's like no in between, you know, like it's either, okay, let's avoid this problem, or let's just like overthink until we drive ourselves crazy. If that makes any sense. I feel like there's no middle ground here, and that's something that you need to work on to find that balance. And just with the card here, like the Four of Pentacles, I'm kind of like getting that just like with the imagery of the two butterflies on each side. It's like that balance imagery. I feel like there's definitely a balance that needs to be found. And also like with the Two of Wands energy and stuff, like the number 2 itself is like a duality, it's a balance, it's a number, it's symbolic of those things. But also with the Four of Pentacles, I feel like a lot of you have been stressing about money, which may be one of the things that has got you like feeling trapped or like unable to do certain things because you feel like limited in terms of monetary value of like, you know, things. So I feel like for you, there's definitely going to be some celebration coming again with the Three of Cups energy here. If you have been struggling with money, I feel like there's definitely going to be some new opportunities coming for you in 2022. If some of you have been, you know, laid off from a job or whatever it may be because of COVID or something like along those lines, and you've been struggling, I feel like you're going to be celebrating like a new job, or like maybe some of you a promotion, or some other new opportunity is going to be coming your way where you're not going to have to stress about money so much anymore. Like I feel like a lot of you have been like penny pinching and stuff, and although it's okay to be careful with your money and it's good to really budget and all that kind of those kind of things, it's also important to not like hold your money so tight and feel like you can never spend anything and stuff, because it definitely contributes to this negative money mindset of lack, which doesn't help us to bring more money and abundance and, you know, prosperity into our lives. So I do want to pull some more cards for you, group 3. We're going to get some oracle cards in here. I feel like I want some more guidance on how to, you know, bring these things into fruition and really work on any sort of challenges that we're having, because I feel like you've had some difficulty in the last couple of years. So let's see what we want. I do want to pull from this deck first. We're going to do a Yoga Path deck. See what messages need to come through for group number 3. All right. Parvati and Durga. Interesting. Okay, so I will be looking at the book for these cards because it is in Sanskrit. And I am not super, you know, I don't know the language very well, but I do know imagery, so I do want to interpret from intuition first, and then we will, I keep trying to make this look nicer and they keep moving around, but you know, I tried. Let's see what the symbolism says first, and then we'll look into the book. Interesting. So with this one, we've got, it looks like some sort of type of goddess, Durga. I will look into it in a second, but she's it kind of looks like she's kind of stomping down on a tiger here. I don't know if you can see that, or almost like taming a tiger in some way. What I'm getting this is that like you need to work on taming your demons. And when I say that, I feel like I mentioned, a lot of this air energy, source energy that is involved in, you know, thoughts and like logical elements and things like that. I feel like a lot of you, because you've been overthinking things, it's definitely encouraging you to like tame those demons, like tame the mind, be like, hey, like, let's not stress about this, let's look at this logically and figure it out, because worrying and rumination is not actually going to get us anywhere. That is what I'm getting from this. It's definitely a very powerful energy, especially just the way the card looks with all of the, let me put this up closer for you guys, with all like the arms and everything and just the expression, and there's a lot of details in here. I don't know if my camera is picking up on all of them for you, but I'm definitely getting a very powerful energy of like, it's time to like take charge again. Take charge of your life, take charge of what you want. And where you may have felt like avoiding things and like I feel like conflict has built up, you're definitely being encouraged to grab hold of that again. And also like with the eye here, there's so many eyes, I'm definitely getting like, trust your intuition as well. Sometimes I feel like when we're overthinking and stuff, it's like our logical brain is just too strong that it throws us out of balance. There's that word again, balance. I feel like a lot of you need to like kind of tap into your intuition a little bit more in terms of that. Then we've got Parvati right here. And Parvati, again, I'm going to look this up for you, but it's like this dualistic image again. And they're both holding hands. I'm getting like, I feel like there's this dualistic nature of yourself that you need to like learn to like love and embrace both sides of that. And again, it says those two conflicting things. And for some of you, it may be like confliction between your intuition and your logical mind. Maybe like the logical mind often dominates the intuitive, creative side of you. So it's like finding that balance and learning to love both sides again. And with all this like flower energy too, like with all the like the rose colors and all that stuff, I'm definitely getting like a self-love aspect. I feel like some of you definitely need to focus on that self-love aspect of yourself in order to kind of like get yourself out of the situation. A lot of this overthinking energy, the swords energy, that kind of thing comes, I feel like that comes from a place of not fully trusting yourself. And maybe that's why this card comes up, the Two of Swords, because it's like, I might as well just make a blind decision because I don't trust myself. That's what I'm getting. You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather just like, I might as well just blindfold myself and just choose a random path because I clearly don't know better for myself. That is what I'm getting from here. And Spirit wants you to know that like you can trust your decisions, you can trust your judgment, and it's better to not make blind decisions, but rather really tap in and, you know, look closely, look deeper at things, but don't overthink it either. If that makes sense. Like you can dive deep, but you can listen to your heart too. You don't have to just listen to your mind. It's a balance of both. I do want to pull up the book, so let's see what the book has to say. We'll look up Durga first. So Durga is the goddess of inner strength and protection. You're exhibiting great strength in the face of things that make others, including former versions of yourself, crumble. Durga, the warrior goddess, is with you, carrying her bow and arrow, sword, trident, lotus, thunderbolt, golden discus, and conch. I apologize if I said that wrong. You are embodying her fierce strength and loving protection. You have overcome major hardships with your willpower and will continue to leap over any challenges that confront you. Call upon Durga Ma whenever you need an extra ounce of strength. Yes, so it's a very powerful energy, that inner strength. You've been dealing with some struggles, you've been dealing with a lot of things, but it's like that reminder that like you've been through things that others have literally been broken from. Like other people can't handle this, or like you a few years ago couldn't handle it, but you can handle it now. And this is definitely encouragement to, you know, believe in yourself and believe in that strength that you possess within you. So I hope that made things a little bit clearer. Group number 3, and then let's just quickly look at Parvati as well. Parvati is the goddess of devotion, love, and yoga. Pull upon Parvati when you've taken immense action towards becoming your highest self. In Hindu mythology, Parvati was in love with unattainable Shiva, who was deep in the mountains practicing yoga and detached from the material world. She knew he needed the feminine to bring him down to earth, but he was totally inaccessible. Instead of begging and pleading, Parvati decided to become her highest self and seek enlightenment through yoga. Her family objected, saying women cannot become yogis, but she headed to the mountains anyways, where she stood in the frigid stream balancing on one leg for uncomfortable months or years. Eventually, Shiva felt her immense energy and fell in love with her because of her strength and determination. Parvati represents commitment to practice, unbreakable willpower, and the power of self-transformation. Continue your journey towards enlightenment. Yes, so that's an amazing message too, and that definitely helps to clarify that in terms of, you know, like, it's important to believe in yourself. It's important to like know that you can trust yourself and trust that intuition that you're meant to do something. Like, she did not give up. She was like, okay, I can do this. I can reach my highest self, and just not doubting yourself, really keeping that determination. It's going to help you break through any barriers, whether they are physical or whether they are mental. I am going to pull a few more cards for you, group number 3. I want to see what needs to come through in my Dreamscape Oracle. So let's see if there's any other messages for you, group number 3. Ooh, the scales. There's that word again, group 3. You know how many times I said balance during this reading? Like, you guys heard me. I talked about it. I talked about the duality element. I talked about the balance of this card here. And then we've got the scales with that Libra energy. I feel like a bunch of you watching this also might be Libras as well. So shout out to my Libra friends. I don't know if anything else wants to come through or not. I'm just feeling that energy right now. So we're going to leave it at that. But, yeah, that is another confirmation from Spirit, group number 3, that balance energy. I feel like you need to find balance between your logical and your creative mind, and I think this is going to help you trust yourself more. I think it's definitely going to help you with that. I want to read the book and see what it says, if there's any other messages to come through. All right. The scales. She holds the scales of justice delicately between her fingers. She carefully weighs every spoken word people utter in her presence. Each nuance, each word choice petitioners make, gives their position away. Determining right from wrong requires an intricate skill. Not everyone can do what she can do. Flowers decorate her hair, showing the beauty that happens when the scales pass judgment. Her golden clothing matches the small scales dangling in each hand. If you look closely, one seems higher than the other. Did the results bring positive or negative outcomes? Only history will tell. So the meaning of this card is listen to what is going on in the situation and make a decision to benefit your world. Bring proper judgment back to the world. Okay, proper judgment. When I hear the words proper judgment, I'm thinking of this Two of Swords energy again. There's definitely something you're torn about. Like, there's definitely something that group 3 is really torn about, and that is why you've been kind of stuck here. That's why you've been overthinking, is because you're so torn. So all you can do, group 3, and this is what I'm getting from Spirit, is the only thing you can do is use your best judgment. That's all you can do, is use your best judgment and trust your gut. And I feel like judgment, the word judgment, when I think of judgment, use judgment. That's not just logic. Yes, you want to use logic, but judgment is also bigger than that. It's using your gut. It's using that intuitive feeling you have. Because sometimes some of us try to like overanalyze things logically, but if we only had listened to our gut feeling, then like maybe we were right. All you can do is trust your judgment. Be logical on one side of the scale here. Be intuitive and trust your gut. You kind of have to balance the both in order to make the best decision for you. And the more you do that, the more confident you're going to become within yourself and be less stuck in these situations that leave you feeling unhappy, unmotivated, and just like stuck, I guess. Stuck is a big word for you guys. Yeah, so group number 3, make sure you work on these things, but I feel like 2022 is definitely going to bring about some good, exciting news for you. And I think once you work through these things, you're going to get a better flow. You're going to find your flow, group 3. So I hope that you found this helpful. I hope there is something that you can take from it that can help you out in 2022 group number 3. I hope to see you guys in the next video, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.